I continue to experiment with ways to do this pattern of inlay with 1/32 inch holly stringing in these columns for the nest of tables that I'm working. So at one time I did dig out a 1/32 channel and put the individual holly stringings in. And then in a second way I created a whole veneer patch the size of this rectangle and just glued that whole patch to the face of the column. Then I decided, well, maybe I can improve on just doing a 1/32 inch channel. So I made a little 1/32 inch chisel, and I tried and I marked it out with a marking gauge and a knife cuts, and you can see that the two outlined 1/32 inch areas here. And so I tried using the 1/32 inch chisel to dig out the channel, and it would work, but it is extremely tedious work to get that fine a little channel and not affect the mahogany pieces that have to remain. So I decided to ditch the idea of using the 1/32 inch chisel, and I'm now working on an idea of, I've made this banding, which is 1/32 of holly on each side, and then 1/16 of mahogany in the middle. And so this is banding. I can slice off a 1/16 inch, something like that, piece of 4 pieces of holly and create the miters and inlay right into a 1/8 inch channel. Easier to make a 1/8 inch channel, and that's what I've now started to do. So I just take the 1/8 inch chisel and first just vertically dig out like this, and then I can come in and hopefully just remove some of this material and get a clean channel that is about it only needs to be about a 1/32 inch deep. The one thing that is important is that the outline, cut line, is deep enough, and that's maybe I haven't gotten it deep enough with the marking gauge. And perhaps I need to use it again on this outside edge here. I sharpened the blade in this marking gauge, so that helps. Let me see if I'm going to be able to get a nice channel here. I'm going to make some deeper vertical cuts, I think, will help. It's more acting more like a mortising chisel when I go deeper. Now I'm going, this is the channel that is, of course, going in the direction of the grain, vertical. It'll be different when I go cross grain, and that may be even more challenging, not to break the edges of the mahogany. I want a clean cut on that surface. So I think the deeper cut with the 1/8 inch chisel is an improvement. Maybe it would be better when I dig this out, I use a 1/16 inch chisel. Ah, yes, I like that. I like that better. That protects that edge, the walls, a little bit better. I think this will be an easier method than creating the patch, and it's certainly going to be easier than doing the double 1/16 inch or 1/32 inch channels. And I guess there still is another way, and that is making some kind of a jig arrangement and then using the Dremel tool to dig this out. I doubt if I do that. I'm not a person that enjoys making jigs and fixtures. I'd rather work it by hand. And most of the time, it's a lot faster than the time wasted making jigs and fixtures. I'll have to make miter joints in those pieces of banding. So I would say I'm good here and good there. Now I've just got this one more vertical part to do, and then I'll cut some banding pieces and fit them in the space with hot hide glue.